Hello everyone, my name is Alyssa White and welcome to the Dear Journal podcast, a podcast where we talk about any and everything and freak out about life together. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and let's get straight into it. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. So, this is my first guest on my podcast. Who would have guessed that it would be Izzy Donoghue? So,
oh my god.
She and I went backpacking last summer and so I said that I would do an episode where we talk about the stories, and I thought what better way to do it than with her. So now that she's back from college.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so today we're going to just go through the stories just kind of city by city because it was insane. It was 2 weeks long, and we had some enormous backpacks on us. So, yeah, we're going to start in Berlin, though, because that's where we started, and we stayed with my family. Mm-hmm. And we got into all the clubs for free because of my cousin. So that was kind of like our first experience. The first night we got there, we went to a club.
That was literally like as we arrived, we got ready, and then we left. That was
basically
what we
I
did.
had an hour of sleep. She woke me up. I was insanely jet lagged. But she had been in Greece already for...
I was in Sweden right before, I think.
So she was adjusted to the time. I was not and did not appreciate her waking me up from my nap. But it's okay. It was worth it.
It was, yeah,
it
come
was
on.
Worth it. So...
Do you remember what the club was called that we went to?
The club was called Pearl. If
Okay.
anybody's been to Berlin, it's called Pearl, and my cousin and her friends go like every other weekend, and so they have VIP tables, and so it was really cool. I think I already talked about this in my last podcast episode about this, but from her perspective, you can hear.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because I didn't realize, like, I'd been to a couple clubs before, and, like, we went a little bit when I was in Greece and Sweden. But no, she had like contact with the promoter, which I guess is a thing in the US too. But like, yeah, they got free tables, free everything. So like we met up with her friends and we just like took a couple, was it buses?
Oh,
we
take it? Yeah, we took like
we took like 3 buses and we're like, wait, it was weird. And it was like pitch black outside. It was like midnight.
Yeah. And then by the time we were out of the club, the sun was already rising. It was like, what,
oh my God,
3
yeah.
or like
yeah.
4 a.m.
It was crazy. Yeah. So we spent a long time there because they go out really late. But yeah, we got there. It was really cool. It was like a fun experience. And I felt very like safe because they'd been there so many times. Yeah. And then yeah, the sun was fully like it was fully daytime again when we left the club, which was insane.
Yes.
But yeah, did we get McDonald's or like some other German delicacy German? Yeah. It was something with like
it's
I
sausage,
didn't eat it. It looked so foul. I felt bad. I tried it.
It's German sausage with like fries, and it's currywurst. I'm saying that insanely wrong, but that is like the idea of what it's called.
It's sausage with what?
Yeah, sausage with like this ketchupy sauce and like fries. But it's like what they eat after the clubs. And so like the next few days, we like crammed a bunch of things into 2 days. We were only really there for like 2 days, maybe 3 nights. Okay, this was the first time I had also met my family there.
Yep.
But turned out to be
and
a
they
great
were
experience.
fantastic.
We loved them. I visited them again for like 2 weeks in Christmas. Unfortunately, Izzy was not there. But
yes, I was here. But I need to go back and see them. Yeah. And our families need to meet the whole thing.
Yes, it's gonna be a big thing. Anyways, so we went around Germany and we were like dotting everywhere. We fit a lot into a short amount of time. I do remember a very specific incident where like this man like catcalled us in German, and we had no idea what he was saying. But then my cousin was like, "Oh yeah," he said it was obscure, so I'm not gonna like say that on the podcast, but lay the scene for you. Yeah, was
probably one of the most foul catcalls I've heard.
Yeah, but like in another language, so like I was not aware. But anyways, there was that. So basically, one of the most traumatic stories comes after. Okay, so we left and we get on the train to go to Amsterdam. That was our next city. Okay, and basically
first train experience too. Like, we're like, okay, this will be fine. Like we could travel on our own.
Okay, and basically it was like heat of July, like very end going into August. The train tracks melted.
It was a heat wave.
Yeah. The train tracks melted. So the train just like pulls off into a random platform in the middle of nowhere between Berlin and Amsterdam. And we are stranded. I'm not kidding. Like there was no trains coming through. It wasn't even a town.
Like it was not even a train station, barely. It was like
a platform.
And then like a vending machine. And that was it. We were like sick.
And everybody had gone to the vending machine to buy water like immediately. And so there was none left. Okay. So then we're waiting for 2 hours at least.
Nobody knows anything about like trains. There's no trains coming by.
There's also like no service.
There's nobody working there.
Yeah.
there was, like, nobody to go ask things to.
No, it was, like,
it was
very
just a bunch
stranded.
of random people, like, and some people were, like, on, I don't even know, because nobody could read German.
Oh, yeah.
So
That was also a
so there were, like, a
problem.
couple German people on the train, and they were, like, translating for everybody. There was hundreds of people, like, under this platform, because there were
I will
under,
insert
right?
videos right here
Oh, yeah.
of this experience, but
Oh my
it
God.
was somewhat traumatizing. And then, so we're like, okay, it's been like 2 hours. We are thirsty. We are hungry. We go, like, walk, like, a solid amount, a mile, low-key.
Yeah.
With our big old backpacks, and we're trying to make it back because we heard another train is coming, and everybody's going to try and cram onto that train, right? We go to the store.
It didn't come.
Spoiler. And so we go to the store,
Traumatizing.
and we're so thirsty, and okay. And then it's all in German. It's all in German, okay? And so
this is on us though, low-key.
it was on us, but we don't speak German, okay? And we get these big ass bottles of water, expecting to be
We're
refreshed.
gonna be saved. We haven't drank water all day.
no.
We're overheating. We're sweating. We have giant backpacks on.
And then we both like open them. We take a sip. We look at each other like, "Are you kidding me? It's sparkling water." And that was just Izzy was done.
Oh my god, this is after walking a mile back to the train station, and then a random train pulled up. We're waiting in this, like, we found seats magically. They were next to the bathroom, but that's the best we could get.
Smelled amazing.
And this train is sitting there for like 30 minutes, and we're like, okay, maybe we should just drink our water. And it was sparkling, and it was so sad. It was so... Oh my god.
That was a low point. That was
yeah.
a low point in this adventure. I'm not gonna lie.
Furthermore, the train didn't even end up leaving. They kicked us off that train again.
Yes.
And
then we were all trying to, like, should we get a bus to the next city, like to a bigger train station, because this was literally not a train station.
It had been
was a
hours.
concrete platform
It had been
in a
hours.
field.
Oh my god.
So
yeah.
that was we did eventually make it. We made it onto a train. It was a double-decker train, and then we just were dead riding into Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never smelled worse in my life than
No,
that.
we
never
it was
looked worse.
atrocious.
Like it, yeah.
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 So that happened. Okay. Next story. Basically, we're getting to Amsterdam, but we have to get our hostels across on a ferry. Okay, like across the river from the train station on a ferry. Okay.
Yeah.
That was fine. Okay, but we had to take
like
the
2
ferry
minutes.
into town every time we wanted to go to the other side of Amsterdam, which was where everything was. Mm-hmm. That night we were pretty much exhausted, so we just grabbed some very good Indian food.
Yes.
And
It might not have been that good actually, but
we were
starving. So, you know.
yeah.
At like this is like midnight too, I think.
Yeah.
In center of Amsterdam.
By the red light district, which we went and walked around after,
Yeah.
entertaining.
That was very fun.
Yeah. And then Amsterdam was pretty much just like thrift stores. We went to some art museums.
loved
The thrift
Amsterdam.
stores were amazing.
So good.
I got so many things in those thrift stores.
Yeah, there was like a market in the middle of a square that we went to,
Ooh,
and it just had
yes.
clothes and bins, and I found so much cool stuff.
We did.
So cool.
It was really cool. And just like coffee shops. Like I just loved going to. We found this one coffee shop, and the barista was a little Irishman. He was adorable and made Izzy the best latte ever alive.
He was beautiful. His accent was so good.
So there you go.
There you go. Very memorable experience.
The main attraction.
Oh, the chai was so good. Like,
Yeah. But we can't forget we went to this dim sum restaurant. If you don't know what dim sum is,
Oh my god.
it's like bao buns and like dumplings, like real like Chinese food, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I had been looking for a place like that cuz it's so good. And that place was like authentic. They bring the carts out where you just take like bao buns off and things like that. It was so good.
Yeah. I still to this day say that's like one of the best meals I've ever had.
was.
It was like a hole in the wall restaurant. It was like in the attic of a something.
Yeah.
There was some of the like some things below it, I think.
But it was really popular. Like people
it
came
was
in after
busy.
and you couldn't get a seat. So
Yeah. So it was
good.
So,
Top notch. Okay. And then the thing I always forget was like we literally went to a Phoebe Bridgers concert in Amsterdam.
it was so cool.
And we navigated there on our own outside of the city, which
Yeah.
was impressive.
We did. It was like a 30-minute. I think it was we took like a train.
took a lot
or,
of
like, some
trains.
kind of public transport.
Some very busy trains.
Yeah,
Those were packed.
But it was my people, you know.
She's more of a Phoebe Bridgers fan than I am.
Yeah, I forced Alyssa to come with me.
I can't necessarily say I listen to her very often, so
I made her a curated playlist of songs that I eased her into the more depressing songs. I like started with the.
it's true. She did crowd surf at the concert, which was very cool.
Yes.
So I will say that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Phoebe did.
Yes. And basically, the saddest part of this whole city was that later, when we're leaving, the morning we are leaving, it was like pretty early, and we see that
tragic.
there was literally an underground club right by our hostel. Like, the door opened from the floor, and people were like coming out, and you could see like a bunch of trash on the floor from like the club, and we were like, how did we miss this? It was tragic.
It was maybe like a 30-second walk from our hostel.
Like, actually.
And it was
so sad.
It was so busy that, like, one time when we saw it, too, it would have been so cool. That's okay,
yeah.
though. Another time. Next time.
Yes.
Next summer.
We want to do this again for her younger sister after she graduates.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to maybe a few similar cities, maybe some other ones. We will see. Mm-hmm. But.
It'd be so cool.
Okay, this next train, we were like, we're hoping it's better. Honestly, nothing was as bad as the first time.
True.
But this one was the second.
It was
closest.
very close second.
Because this train, again, it's summer, the AC broke, okay? And a lot of people don't get seat reservations on these trains, even though you're supposed to, and you have to pay for them, okay? So some people were just taking everybody's seats, and there was one cabin that had no AC because it was broken, so everybody was refusing to sit in there and stealing other people's seats. I found my seat. She did not find hers for like 2 hours.
Oh, I have some stories from that train.
She was going up and down the train, and I would just see her passing. Like,
carrying my giant backpack, mind you. I had one like on the front, one on the back, and everybody else in that train also either had backpacks or giant suitcases. I
mean,
think.
it was,
and the like aisles were really small, so I got stuck next to a bathroom for 30 minutes standing.
Oh, yeah.
Because there were people lined up going like all one direction, but then there were people trying to come back, and somebody got in like almost in a fist fight. Like, they were screaming in one of the cabins over like a seat reservation, I think.
Yeah, it was a seat reservation. They were like, this is my seat, shows the ticket, and they were like, well, I can't go over there. There's no AC. And they were like, that's not my problem. It was so bad.
Yeah, and they blocked it for 30 minutes for like maybe like 40 people who were trying to get through.
Yeah.
So I got stuck there for a very long time, and it was really sad.
Didn't you just give up and end up sitting in the one that was like broken?
Yeah, I sat in the one with the broken AC.
Some people just gave up and just like sat in the broken one, even though they paid for a seat. It was sad.
But like, I hit so many people in the face with my backpack trying to get past, because eventually I gave up because those people were screaming at each other, like going at it for so long.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Not a fabulous one, and it was a longer train too, so not fun. Okay,
we made it though.
We did make it, and this hostel was really nice. The one in Amsterdam was a little dusty, a little crusty, to be honest.
It was chill though. I think it was like, it
was more for the like, socializing. It was less like as nice. The one in Paris was so comfortable though. Like, it had a little curtain. We slept so well in that hostel.
Yes.
And so we got in. We took like a solid nap. Woke up at probably like 11:30. But when we got there, we went and got food right away.
Yeah, really quickly.
And then we slept. Slumber. Okay. Got up, and then we were like, let's go see the Eiffel Tower. She looks it up. It's like a solid walk. Okay. We go walk over there.
Did we scooter?
No, we did not. We walked. I remember, because I was like,
damn. Yeah. We scootered the rest of the time, guys. I promise.
But we walk over there, and then we're like, we sit down, and we're like watching the Eiffel Tower, and then it starts sparkling, and we're like, oh my God.
Why
we
look
at the
sparkling?
time. It's midnight. We're like, oh.
So we're stupid.
And there were honestly so many couples there. There was like a fun group of like gay guys that was like, they were like doing a pyramid.
I don't.
Do you remember this? I remember this.
I have no recollection.
They were just like in the grass, like doing a human pyramid.
Weren't they taking a picture actually?
Yeah,
I think
and a human pyramid.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the first time we went?
Yes, it was.
Aww,
at night. Yeah.
They
were cute. Loved that. And then we went. This was the hostel where nobody spoke. Either.
Oh no, we didn't. I don't think we saw a single other person who was in our room. Like, there were maybe 10 beds, and we didn't see a single other one, because the beds had like curtains. The ones in Amsterdam didn't have this, but the beds had like blackout curtains on them, and it was like, so you couldn't see inside if there was someone there.
It was like a pushed back like bed, like it was
in a wall,
not just like a regular. It was like in the wall, right? So you had like
couldn't
privacy.
Tell if people were in there.
So we had no idea if anybody was in the room. So we're just talking to each other, like we had no idea if anybody was listening. So there was that, and then we just hear like a cough, and we'd be like, oh. So, that was interesting.
But yeah, that was a really nice hostel.
Yeah. And then Paris, we saw Margate and we saw Marie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were exchange students in the U.S. when we were there senior year. And then one lives in Milan and then the other one lives in Belgium. And so they were meeting us in Paris. Like, they were just there. And then we were like, oh, let's meet up. So
the timing, randomly aligned.
It was perfect.
It was really cool.
Yeah. And so we got sushi with them. We went, sat at the Eiffel Tower, had some wine. It was great. It was very nice. We watched it sparkle again. It was so pretty. Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Right.
You have to. What was... The synchronized arms. No, what was the other place that we went to? The you know where I made you walk all the way up there to watch the sunset?
That's what I was. Yeah.
Oh,
the
go
Basilica.
Ahead. The Basilica. It was a Basilica.
Yes.
Okay.
So
this is the best place to go in Paris, by the way.
It really is. Okay.
Well,
so we went to this nice like Italian restaurant that Izzy had looked up that's like low key famous, and then we were like, okay, let's go get some gelato. And I was pretty tired at this point. We were tired. Paris, we probably walked like some of the most. Like I swear we were walking like 8-9 miles a day. It was rough.
I will avoid public transport.
Yes.
If possible. I like walking. You see more.
It is true. And so we were like, let's go catch the sunset, because it was like slowly like going down, and so we like just kept slowly going up the city, like, okay. And so then we're getting closer to the Basilica, and Izzy's like, let's just keep going, like we're getting closer. And I was like, so
we weren't getting closer.
We were not. It took forever. But it's okay.
So long. But you got to see like side streets in Paris. Like, it was
true.
Chill.
It was like little alleyways, but it was a hike, let me tell you. It was
and
a
the
hike.
sun was going down. It wasn't as hot.
Yes. Okay. So we find the little alleyway that's like behind the Basilica, and then we get to the front of it on the famous little steps where you can see all of Paris. Like,
insert pictures.
Right here. Right here. Okay, and then the Be Real kicks in, okay?
Oh, of
and
course.
And the girls in front of us, we were like, oh, the Be Real's here. And they turned around and they were like, oh, did you just get your Be Real? And we were like, yeah.
It was 2 American girls,
and
too.
we were like, and so we made friends with them. They were nice. I don't remember where they were from, though, actually.
They were college friends. Like, they'd been out of college for a while, I think.
They were older, but that was just hilarious that we bonded over Be Real, you know?
Yeah. As you should. We were talking to them for a while. It was just so cool. That was, I think, our last night in Paris, too. So I was like, we got to do something, you know?
Was it? Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
And it was a solid way to end.
It was. You got to see the whole city. And it was very pretty. And then... and so basically the rest of the time in Paris, we went to the Louvre. We went to Versailles, which was insane. That was a lot of walking.
I would not return there.
I feel like once you've done it, you don't necessarily, because it is very in your face. Like, look at how much money we had, like gold.
It was not what I was
everywhere.
expecting. Yeah, because they don't actually really go through that. The gardens are
worth
Inside,
it.
not really.
Inside's like, the Hall of Mirrors.
Yeah, you have to see that,
right,
if you're going.
But like, yeah, you got to see it once. But I wouldn't necessarily say I have to go back again. Because you have to take a train there. It's outside of Paris. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the time, we were just, like, going around Paris. We went to Notre Dame, of course, which was under construction, so it was a little underwhelming.
We went thrifting, but the vintage stores in Paris are obviously...
so expensive.
Yeah,
they were not, like, thrift stores. They were, like, vintage. Yeah. Like, this is $500.
Yeah. No, because the ones in Amsterdam
they were, like, proper thrift stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But that kind of fits, I guess, with...
Yeah. We did, I got a nice, like, wedge of cheese. I will insert a picture here.
And a baguette. An entire thing of bread.
And I didn't have a knife or anything, so I literally just was like chomping on the
Blasphemous.
bread, chomping on the cheese, and then like it was great though, because my aunts who had backpacked before said I have to do that in Paris. So I was like, okay.
We did the things that we needed to do.
Yes, I marked it off the list, and then yeah.
We didn't actually end up going out at all in Paris, because when we were there, it was like, I think it was like a Monday to a Wednesday or Thursday or something, so it wasn't really like a night to go out. Also, the clubs were far, and we were a little bit scared to go out on our own because they were so far. You had to take like 2 different trains to get there, so it wasn't really the place.
Expensive. Like, we didn't have the VIP thing, and tickets were like $30 to get in, and then you get drinks. Like, it was just like,
and we were like, we're about to go to Barcelona, so we were like, we don't need to go out in Paris if we're gonna go to Barcelona.
Pick and choose the cities you go out in, because if you do it every single time, you're honestly gonna be exhausted. So
yes, and also if you want to go out, like, look at where your accommodation is in relation to where like the clubs and stuff tend to be. There was to be like safe, you know.
Yeah, there were no buses like past like a certain like it was 12 or 1, and it was not like late enough, and obviously they don't even start going till 2 a.m. Like,
the public transport, like the trains we needed, stopped at 2, and they started again at 7 in the morning,
and we
or like 6 or 7 in the morning, which is weird. I guess it's the middle of a week, but yeah. So we were like, we don't want to walk back 4 miles in the middle of the night.
No.
Through the center of Paris.
Did not go out in Paris, but all right.
Moral of the story.
No, but we were getting ready to go to Barcelona. We were like, pray this train does not have complications, because at this point we were like,
we can't take it.
Yeah. I definitely have a video of that I will put right here, because I was like, pray for us. But we get there, and the train was fine. The train was fine. It was after that we couldn't make it to the hostel. Because
so bad. Well, you had to get your other ticket, didn't you? Your like ticket for after like your train, and it was like a whole thing at the
yes.
station.
Okay, so after, because I had to get my ticket from Barcelona to Malaga, where I was going for my like soccer club in Spain. It wouldn't let you buy it anywhere else, and so we were there for like an hour. It was terrible. That was not a fun experience.
No AC in the train station, I don't think.
No.
Or was there inside? But it was just really hot out. I don't remember.
It was terrible. Either way, I have a video of us like sitting on the street trying to figure out how to get to the hostel.
Because we tried to Uber. We gave up because there was no... It was like really hard to find the buses and stuff.
No, we did do a bus.
We did eventually figure out the bus thing. Because also she didn't have reception the whole time we were there. Yeah. So...
No, I did not.
Really fun. You know, now... pro at navigating public transport.
Yeah, there were so many screenshots saved of, because like we knew
my phone would be about to die. Why didn't I have a portable charger?
Neither of us had. I left my portable charger on my desk. Like my mom sent me a picture of it, and I was so sad tragic. Because I had charged it up and everything
at that point.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
I bought one later. But like not on the trip. I know.
But no, because I had an old phone. Like she would die after 3 hours. It was our only connection to like public transport or anything. So I would screenshot him and send him to Alyssa just in case.
It was really funny
when my phone was about to die. But yeah, that was a good experience.
We had to figure out how to navigate. Yeah.
But we tried to order an Uber and it never came. And I was like, because we were like, okay, this is something we can spend on. Like we've had a rough time.
We walked in and out of that train station 3 times, debating whether or not we're getting an Uber, get a taxi, or go to the bus.
Yeah, I'm glad we did the bus. We just had to walk pretty far, I think, to the bus, and it was like a long bus ride, kind of like roundabout, but we made it eventually.
We made it, and we got to see Barcelona like on the way to our hostel.
True,
it was the best, like social like amenities and just like how nice it was, and the area. The area was really close to the clubs and like the beach, which was nice, but it was kind of further
from like the city center.
Yeah, but it was like doable.
But the public transport there is good. Like it's okay.
You know, but it was really close to a bus station, so that was fine.
Yes. And also to make up for our like decent, you know, train ride, we had an interesting experience at the hostel instead.
That was at the end. We'll save that for the end. I definitely already talked about that a little bit in the last episode, but we're gonna get into it because
I can give my
exactly
perspective.
But Barcelona was good. We went to the same breakfast place twice because it was so good, and it was only like a short walk from our hostel. But oh my god, I'm sorry, I hate the way Barcelona is low-key made. Like the way they put the sidewalks, like
the urban planning.
It's so annoying. It's not like on the corner of the street, so you have to like walk down, go across, and the blocks were so annoying. Just look up a map of Barcelona and like the urban design, and you will understand. Yeah,
terrible.
It was annoying, but it's fine. Other than that, that was such a small problem. But like, obviously, we hit the big ones. You had to go to the like La Sagrada Familia, Park Güell. The Gothic Quarter was amazing. Yeah, that was my favorite part. Honestly,
we went there quite a few times.
It was so pretty because you could just walk and get lost in it, and there were a bunch of little stores.
Yeah, I got
empanadas.
So much good stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun things.
What was that? What was that one street called?
Oh no. Oh, Las Ramblas.
Yes.
Yeah, don't get pickpocketed there.
Do not. We didn't.
Like, hold your... And don't let them slash your bag either.
Oh, pro tip. Lululemon fanny packs.
Oh, no.
Because they are so versatile.
They are.
Because you can use it as like a little fanny pack. Have it here, have your passport in there when you're traveling so like nobody can grab it out of your backpack.
Crossbody bag.
Yeah, crossbody, shoulder, like... It's so good.
It's fabulous. And they can't really slash it either because it's a fanny pack. Like, it's not a bag.
And if you have it right here, people can't take your stuff from you. Because I was worried about like my passport and my cash and stuff.
And it's perfect for that. And in them, there's like a back pocket that's like right close to you. So there's no way somebody could snatch from there. So honestly, recommend. Worth the purchase.
Yes.
They were both drag gifts to each other, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Or I think... I think you got one, and I was like, that's so sick. And then you got one for me for graduation or something like that.
One of
Sophia got one for Alyssa. I don't remember, but it was a very good purchase. Yeah. If you're considering backpacking, get something like that for sure.
Doesn't have to be Lululemon, but maybe a fanny pack in general.
There you go. Great grad gift.
Yeah, and so... In Barcelona, we did go out. That was one thing. We were like, we have to go out in Barcelona. And because our hostel was literally like... We could walk 5 minutes to the club,
so it felt safe.
Exactly, and it was like well lit streets. Like we felt fine, and plus there's like a crowd that like goes
at the same time.
Yeah, like right
my
when they're
God.
about to open. We
got little sangrias from downstairs, remember?
Oh, yeah, that was really
so
cute.
fun.
And it was just like cheap, like you don't have to worry about that.
And we got tickets beforehand for the club, I think. Or did we buy them there? Or we looked it up for sure and we knew how
We
much
definitely
it would
bought
be.
them there. We waited in line. We were gonna go to this one, but then we saw that a bunch of all the like younger people going to this one. We were like, let's go to that one because they're more our age. And it was really it was packed.
Fun. It was a good time.
It was very packed. It was hot. Oh
You
my
couldn't
God.
breathe.
No, you could not breathe. We met these two Italian?
Yeah, they were
Italian girls, and we just like ended up staying with them the whole night. And there were these like hordes of guys.
Safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers,
the
for
girls.
sure. They didn't speak English
Barely.
either. Like we were communicating through
You
like
couldn't hear
facial
anybody.
expressions.
You couldn't hear anybody in there anyway.
No.
But they were really nice.
Yeah, they were
Seemed
super nice.
chill.
And so like
They were our
if guys
age.
were like coming up and being like creepy, you know, we would just like dance each other
There
away.
were
We
lots
had
of
like a
those.
little system. It was fabulous. We would be like, and so like then we'd spin each other away
Yeah, we'd
to
be
the
like,
other
we'd be
side.
like, yes or no.
No, like for real, because we couldn't see who was coming up behind us, and so we
Jump
like,
scare.
So
And then we'd like flip around.
yeah,
Just keep-
it was a
Yeah.
solid system.
It was
honestly.
very effective.
It was effective.
But yeah, we stayed there for a long time.
We were there
It
till,
was
like-
you could not move.
No.
And I was like dripping sweat. I lost my hair tie.
She was well, and what happened was one of the Italian girls lost her phone, and so
Yeah.
she's like trying to explain to us. She was like, "I don't got it. Like it's gone." So she's like searching through the crowd, and we were like, "Oh, you're not getting that back, hun."
And they went to the bathroom, and we were like about ready to leave at this time.
Yeah.
It was like 3-4 in the morning. It was late.
It was late. And then we walk out the other entrance, and this goes on to the
opens to the
beach.
beach.
And so there's a bunch of people out there. They're just as dead as us. Like, you can tell they just came out the clubs.
It's like the dumping area for all the clubs because they're
Basically.
all lined up on the beach.
it was
right
beautiful. Like, it was just kind of like, whoa.
There. It was
you
chill,
know?
yeah. But not our best states, to be honest.
very tired.
We looked terrifying. I looked terrifying because my hair.
'Cause
Oh
her
my
hair
god,
had
my
gone like
hair's
this.
already like pretty thick, but the
Yeah.
humidity in it was like that.
Yeah.
And it was the top was coated
Can I
in
insert
sweat.
that video?
No.
Okay, I won't insert the video.
Maybe
But,
we'll insert the video. Alyssa took a really
like
funny
you-
video of me on the beach going, I have never looked worse.
I have never looked worse. I have never felt
Oh
worse.
yeah, oh my! I was
So
getting
funny.
sick. I was getting really sick at this time because this is like one of our last days, and I've been gone from my house
Yeah.
for like maybe 6 weeks at this point, 5, 6.
She was going strong. Yeah, so
was
that
bound to
was
happen.
it was really fun. It was really fun. Like
Would recommend.
Spanish
Just be safe
music.
about it. Have a good time.
yes, honestly. I mean, we felt safe walking back because there was a whole crowd of people also
and we got
walking
water.
back.
We stopped at a gas station. Well, I
was-
guess
it was
the
a-
Spanish. It was like a market, a little market,
There's
and
a
we
name
got
for them.
still water.
Still water.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then went
I have
home.
another tip.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. My other tip is so when you're backpacking, water is obviously a very hot commodity. I had this water bottle and it was a filter water bottle. It was like a Brita and it had an automatic filter in the straw and I was able to just fill it up in like water fountains and like even sinks in the hostels because a lot of them don't provide water for you.
No.
And it was so much easier to carry that around and it was metal too, so like low-key personal safety device.
It was
Like I could have whacked somebody with that thing because
For
it was
real.
heavy. But no, definitely recommend getting something that filters water for you because Alyssa and I were using that a lot because we had some very gross
yeah,
gross
that's
water that we
true.
had to use.
And
There you
that
go.
was
Pro tip.
Yeah, that was Barcelona. Barcelona was great. Oh, also, this was probably the most like we talked to people in our hostel. So
Yeah.
there were, because it was more like open, there was like two bunk beds, and then like two bunk beds on the other side. So you were like across from each other. I was on the top in like the right corner. Izzy was on the bottom. So like you had to kind of talk to the people that were
Around you.
below or above you, right?
Yeah.
And so there was this one girl. She was coming from Ibiza. Okay. This girl was so funny because she was telling us all of her stories about Ibiza, and then this other girl was talking about how one of her friends got kidnapped.
No, it's just wasn't it like a random girl on the street? It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
she came in and we were like, "Hi, like how are you?" And she said she'd been in Barcelona for like a while, right?
Yes.
And she was at a different hostel and she watched a girl get like kidnapped in the middle of the day, like
Yeah.
screaming, crying, pulled into a car,
that's
and then
so
she checked out of her hostel and came to ours instead.
Yeah. But this girl,
So-
I remember this girl, she was talking about her ex. She
Oh,
kept
the
going to
one-
see her ex, and
Yeah.
she would not come back for like 2 nights. And it was
We were
funny
like-
because the rest of the us girls in the hostels were like,
Because we all knew her.
yeah,
Like,
and
we all
she
knew
had
each
told
other.
us that she was gonna go see this guy, and it was like we
She
felt
disappeared for
included in her.
days.
Yeah, we did not see her though. It was really funny to be
She
honest.
came back eventually and she was
She
like,
did.
I was just having a good time. And we were like, okay, glad you're alive.
Yeah, but she gives the whole rundown of her relationship.
She did.
Like, this was definitely the most social hostel. And the other ones, we hadn't really, like, talked to people as much.
Yeah, but the girl from Ibiza was also really funny. She went to, like, I think she was from California or something.
Yeah.
And it was, like, their graduation, and she was with friends, and yeah, they had a time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think that's definitely one for us to go to when we're older. Not
Agreed.
right
Need to be, like, mid-20s.
At least.
Early mid-20s, I would say.
Yeah.
But we also made friends with another girl who was also American. She was from Colorado. We went to the beach with her and stuff. Really nice.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Remember when we got, like, when we went to the beach with her, we got, like, cornered by some club promoter?
This will happen.
This was weird. Yeah, do you want to tell the story?
This was the beach. This is, like, low-key the gross beach right in front of all of the clubs. And so all these club promoters will go up to the beachgoers, right, and be like, hey, if you buy this, then you get this, like, a $40... or it was $80, and you get, like, drinks, free table, and everything like that, but you come early, basically like a regular promoter kind of thing. And he just wouldn't leave us alone, though. Like, we were
kept
like,
saying no, and he was like, I'll make it like $40 for you guys.
And I was like, girl.
And he was like, you need to have fun. Like, this is like one of your last times in Barcelona, and it was really weird because he was older, and it was like two girls sitting there.
Yeah.
And he kept, it was really odd. But we stood our ground. But yeah, he was definitely pressuring us into coming to his little promoter thing. It could have been a scam and we wouldn't have known.
It's very true. So don't fall for those.
Don't.
Yeah.
Just go on your own.
Yeah. And so the beautiful ending to Barcelona, right? Okay, so this was, I have a little notes thing here of, like, our stories, and I just put trauma. I did not book the last night for our hostel, guys. Okay, I got the dates confused. And so we're both, like, I think talking to our parents in different, like, rooms downstairs in, like, the common room of the hostel. We both just go upstairs, okay? Izzy's like, come up here. There's some sort of sign on our beds telling us to go down to the front desk.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Because I had one of the girls' numbers, and she was texting me that, like, something was happening.
And so we go down to the lobby, and she's like, you guys are supposed to be out of here. Like, you should have checked out, like, this morning. And was just, like, furious.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it. People are coming in. You have to have the beds ready at a certain time. The other backpackers are probably exhausted. Like, okay. So she was like, you have 5 minutes. I'm timing it. Whatever you don't get to keep. You're leaving it here. I was like, so this was probably the most stressful 5 minutes of our lives. And, honestly, I got everything.
I did not. I really thought I did. I didn't realize this till I, like, got back to my house. But yeah, I had a disposable camera that I had been taking pictures on all the entire trip. Like, not even just the backpacking trip. Like, all of the month before when I was with my family and stuff. And yes, I left it. It was in the bed sheets. Like, it was in my bed. I don't know why I put it there. Because I think I was unpacking my bag and I left it there. And it was like that. It was my favorite pair of sunglasses. And I think I left something else. I can't even remember what it is now. But yeah, the main thing was the disposable and the sunglasses.
Yeah.
That was really tragic. And
at least we just wanted to make sure we had our passports, our phone. Like,
I had what I needed. So
obviously, that was tragic because
those would have been really cool. I'm alive. It's okay.
Right. But it was just, she was so mean about it. And then we were like trying to figure out where we were going to stay that night because at this point it was probably like
and we were dying. Like, we've been out all day.
We were exhausted.
We needed to go sleep.
And so we had to take a bus all the way across town because we ended up going to a hotel that was more closer to the airport, which was across town. Yeah. This bus, like, the amount of buses we on took like 40 minutes, and they were packed. I got squished in the door. This driver lady saw that I was right, like, by the door and just decided to close it on me anyway. And she was like, I was like, thank you.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Yeah, that
was
our
giant backpacks.
Yeah, that was...
I just remembered another story, but it's not from the city. It's so sad. What? I think it's from Paris. Remember when we got...
We can take a little backstory.
You backtrack, hold on. Because this is reminding me... The bus story is reminding me of this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, no, it was... Okay, so we just come from the train that we took to get to Paris, the really, like, gross one. Ooh, and we were trying to find our way to get to the hostel. And we were, like... We were really, like, sweaty. It was so hot. In the train station, packed. And it was, like... The ones in center of Paris, the one specifically the train station is a little, like, I guess sketchier. I don't know. Yeah. So we, like, really needed to hold on to our things, especially on the public transport, because we were scared, like, if we ever drive backpacks on, like, our passport could get taken out. But it was so nice. We were getting on the train, and there was this little old lady. Oh, do you remember her? I forgot about that. She was so sweet. She like, cleared the way for us and, like, let us go next to the door, and she stood next to us and was, like, chatting with us on the train. But it was so sweet, because we had our giant backpacks, so, like, we could barely fit in there. It was, like, you couldn't move. No. But yeah, she helped us. She, like, positioned us in a certain way before the train pulled up, so we could get first
It
on.
was true. She's like, come here. And we were like, okay, like,
sure.
We trust you.
She was so nice.
Yeah, she was very nice.
I should share that. But yeah.
Restores your faith in humanity, guys.
It truly does.
Exactly. But she was adorable. That was terrible, though, just the subway ride in general. It was insanely hot in the Paris subway and so just cramped.
The backpacks will do it. The backpacks will make any situation, like, worse.
Yeah, how many, did we really fall over? I feel like I fell over, like, maybe at least once.
You might have. It's the proportions, you know?
The backpack was like as tall as she was.
It was
so big. Guys, we were trying to be fashionable. That was the other thing. We were trying to be, like, somewhat fashionable in these cities. We, like, you know, want to take pictures. These are memorable times. We want to look cute, obviously. These are nice cities. And it wasn't like we were backpacking. No, oh my god. Can we say what Dahlia said?
Oh my god.
I love Dahlia. Here's a little shout out, by the way. When we were about to leave for the trip, some people genuinely thought we were like backpacking, like walking all the way through Europe.
Like,
because when you say
US.
backpacking, that's what some people think. But like people in Europe understand it's like interrailing, right? And so she actually asked us if we were going to be walking all the way down to Barcelona in 2 weeks.
They were like, yes.
Yes, Dahlia.
We are walking from Berlin to Barcelona. That was really funny.
That one got us.
Iconic Dahlia moment right there.
We miss you. It's okay.
Stop.
I know.
But no, yeah, we did not walk.
No.
So we didn't need like we could wear like semi-fashionable stuff. It was just also really hot because Europe had a heat wave the first week we were there. Mm-hmm. So that was really.
It was literally the hottest part of the summer that we went.
Yeah.
So was that our best idea?
Yeah. You know, but we can handle like from Tennessee heat. Like I feel like I've been prepared decently well.
It's true.
Yeah. But yes, it helps that we went in the summer, so I guess our clothes took up less space. But just pack stuff that's versatile and like you can match with a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. It's like a capsule wardrobe.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. But yeah, get a time capsule wardrobe so you can mix and match stuff. Don't bring more than 3 pairs of shoes. Like
big
sandals,
thing on shoes.
Tennis
shoes take up the most space.
And like maybe one like cutesy shoe. Like that's about it.
Yeah. Or like get shoes that can double as like multiple things.
Exactly.
Like I have my platforms that I can use during the day but also to go out at night.
And get one that like opens as a suitcase because if you're having to like get something out from the bottom of your bag, you're not going to want to have to like
zip all the way.
Get everything else out first. So
would recommend. Also long skirts, such a serve. Good for summer. Flowy. It's so nice. It's fashionable.
It's so cute. You can dress it up, dress it down.
Would very much recommend.
I have way too many of them. But can you have
We share. We have joint custody.
We have joint custody of a lot of clothes. So that's also good.
A lot of Alyssa's clothes.
A lot of my clothes. It's true.
There's literally there when you got them.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No, there's literally like a dress that I have not worn, but all of my friends have worn besides me.
It's such a good dress.
It is community dress.
It's such a good dress. It looks good on everyone.
It's true. You can, my friends can attest to that, so there you go. But basically, it was a very good trip. We did so much in such a short amount of time. And honestly, you do need to, this was one of the things. Like, plan days where you just go, like, explore the city. Like,
don't have, like, set plans. Or, like, maybe go to, like, one thing in the morning that won't take long. But leave open time. Yeah.
But then also, like, plan out the things you know you want to see.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And, like, hit the tourist attractions. I feel like a lot of them you can hit, like, one day.
It's
like,
true.
We would plan, like, one day in, like, Paris, I think. And we did in Barcelona, too.
In one day.
We were like, one day we're going to hit, like, the big, like, the main tourist things we want to see. And then the rest will, like, experience the city a little bit more.
Just walk around, get lost, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Stumble upon fun situations. Exactly. Because, and also, like, give yourself time to rest. Because if you're, like, exhausted the entire time, you're not going to enjoy any of it. And then it's not fun. So,
very much agreed.
You will be exhausted by the end of it. We ran into, in Amsterdam on the train, in the train station, we were at Starbucks, okay? We ran into these 2 girls that had been backpacking for 2 months. Mm-hmm. They were from Texas, and they were just so tired. They were like, we're finally going home. And I was like, damn. Yeah. They had been to a lot of cities.
They've been everywhere. It was insane.
Yeah, so you'll meet some other people in these train stations that have been probably just as badly through it as you. So
True.
There's that. But
it's very fun meeting other travelers because then you can get recommendations on places to go, like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to go again. Yeah. And now that we know a lot more too.
Exactly.
Like we got really I was thinking about there's no time where I was like I felt genuinely like unsafe or like scared. Besides maybe the time we got stranded because I low-key did think we were gonna die, but I was also like starving and thirsty. So.
Yeah, I didn't know how we were gonna escape that one, but the rest of the time I really didn't feel unsafe.
Yeah,
like
it was okay. We didn't have any really that bad
buddy
experiences.
System. True. Buddy system.
True. just have common sense also.
Yeah.
And, like, be cautious. Like, I feel like I'm naturally a very paranoid person. So, like,
So she, like, steer clear away from scary men and everything. So we'll just don't interact with people you don't necessarily.
Just take safety precautions. Have a good time. Explore the cities. I'm trying to think what else. Any other tips you have?
No, I mean, I just would say do it. Like, book the tickets.
If you're thinking about it, do it. Like, we worked at Starbucks for the first half of summer and then proceeded to spend the money that we made.
2 weeks, but that's fine.
Yeah. But it was worth it. It's
it
an
really was.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
There you go.
And so the end of the trip was basically just like, she woke up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
We were in the new hotel right next to the airport in Barcelona, and like, the night before we went out and got tapas, which was so fun.
Oh, yeah, the last night was really fun, too.
Yeah, and it was like a little goodbye because and then we didn't see each other for...
Till literally like 9 months ago.
9 months.
That's crazy, because it doesn't feel like that, but yeah. No. There you go, guys. So I had to leave at 5 a.m. and somehow navigate my way back to Tennessee alone, which was really entertaining. And you made it. You had the worst experience traveling than I did. I was just so ill.
I had to take another train. I had to take another train to Malaga, and it was 6 hours. That was really fun. You know, the trains are good and bad. They're a good, cheap way of traveling. They're therapeutic sometimes, you know.
You get to see more.
You do get to see more.
You get to see, like, we saw, like, all of the French countryside and stuff like that. Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah. But it is
good
traumatizing.
Stories. It gives you good stories. It's character building.
I was about to say that. Okay, yes. Bill's character.
How many times does that happen when I say something Alyssa's about to say?
I just don't get there fast enough. It's so sad. Okay. Anyways. So there is our whole rundown of the backpacking trip. If you want to experience these fabulous stories, I highly recommend going backpacking. If you're thinking about it, do it. Book the tickets. Find a friend. Or go by yourself. Maybe.
Careful with that one.
But
do it low-key.
Yeah, but
you could.
Also, like, solo backpacking. You can do it.
Really
I would
cool.
recommend going with somebody first.
There
Maybe
you go.
not your first time go solo backpacking.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, like... Yeah, if you're girls, like, in the hostels...
Ooh, only female dorms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of mixed ones, and those can sometimes be a little, like, you know...
They're cheaper, iffy. But, like, safety.
Yeah. It's not like they do, like, background checks on the people that you're staying in the hostels with. And, like, use the lockers. Like, keep your stuff, like, locked up while you're out. Like, don't just leave it there.
Common sense, you know?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Street smarts. Develop your street smarts before you go. Please.
Yes. It is very character building.
Yeah.
Backpacking.
All right. So that is going to be all for today's episode because I think we pretty much ran through all of them. Unless you see one on the list. I have not seen.
Up the last one.
What?
Ibiza girl and kidnap girl.
Guys, my notes were brief. We were just running through all of this. But yeah, so
that is insert lots of little videos and
I will definitely give background to these stories. So enjoy this video podcast. So thanks for joining us today, Izzy.
Why, thank you. I'll be back soon, guys.
She'll be back probably. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Dear Journal podcast, and I hope you enjoyed diving into today's topic. If you want to continue to get updates and stay notified, you can either turn on the notifications or follow me on Instagram at alyssa.white.22. That is all for today's episode, and I hope I see you next time.